strip, slip through the pitfalls. I just wanna chill with the big dogs. House on the hill with a big dog. Make it a ride, I'm taking a lot. So it's about time that I get what I got. And it's about time that I get what I need. And yes, I'm needy, I need to succeed. You know what I need it all. So I don't live with my back to the wall. Don't have to answer whenever you call. Who that on the line? It don't matter, dog. Oh, not at all. Oh, what a gift. Just to be rich and not giving a shit. Just to be rich and not giving a shit. Pinky up, I'm gonna take me a sip.
I need the cash. Money sounds on every bag. Green in the eye of each lad. Pockets so fat like I'm smuggling packs. I only deal with my time in these maps. Role playing the tactician and craft. Art of success, if I dub it, is that. As dinners and fat guarantee for a hunter. A winner I see in the mirror who trumping. I need my anthem to blare with some trumpets. Mama's fair for repair and she also consistently stable and nothing could offset. Me a boss type beat, lead the starship. Stream through outer space. I'm a star baby boo, better watch the race. And you'll see me live today and die trying to just don't break. Except all the bread we make with 2 hands. Better get your ball together and stretch bands. Do it all for as long as you can. Get your sandwich ready and go hand. The baloney niggas just can't comprehend.
Yo, cash rules everything around me. In that I am drowning, cause I don't know accounting. Blame it on my school system, blame it on my county. In that I am drowning, blame it on my clowning. Blame it on my young and my dumb, and not knowing where it's from, and not knowing where it's going. Might as well throw it in the ocean. As I put my back in motion, might as well throw it on some drinks. Hit a Miami for 2 weeks, might as well throw it on the beach. I don't give a fuck about the economy. They ain't never helping those in poverty. They ain't never coming here to save you. Waiting on that trickle down in your brain roots. You the blood, sweat, and tears of this whole operation, though. You will make it operational, but don't deserve paid vacation, though. I don't know what I look like. Who with a fool? I'm losing my cool. I need to make moves, get my community under a groove. Like one nation, so we never lose. Nothing can stop us now. They will not knock us down. We will not chill while they chop us down. That is not simply allowed. I'm not the one to kowtow. Cash rules everything around me. In that I am drowning, cause I don't know accounting. Blame it on my school system, blame it on my county. In that I am drowning, blame it on my clowning. Blame it on my young and my dumb, and not knowing where it's from, and not knowing where it's going. Might as well throw it in the ocean. I put my back in motion, might as well throw it on some drinks. Hit a Miami for 2 weeks, might as well throw it on the beach. Oh yeah. She love to back it up when we in the club. She love show me love. Oh yeah. She love to back it up when we in the club. She love show me love. Oh yeah.
Baby girl, hold it right there. 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 Baby girl, hold it right there.
I would like to be traded to any other team but the New England Patriots.
Big brain predictions. That's what I got.
Take it off, sir.
The Washington football team beat the Steelers. And that person.
EDP.
Yes, but if we lose this game, I firmly believe we do not need to make playoffs. So
Don't you ever disrespect.
What is going on, folks? Welcome back to your favorite show on the internet. This is After Further Review, episode 86. I am your co-host, Jalen Brown.
And your other delightful co-host, Shaquille Brown.
And we're gonna kick it over to. Oh, wait a minute. He's not here.
Missing the third piece to this puzzle.
Yes, for the first time in I don't know how many weeks. It is just Shaq and I this week. Malin is on vacation, and he is not joining us this week. So it will just be the two OGs holding it down, like back in the day.
Like episode 25, I feel like.
Yeah, it's been a little while. Shaq is still sick, so he is once again remote, just like most people in America these days, anyway. But yeah,
You see this, see folks? This is what y'all should have done during COVID. But
this is the opposite of the Florida approach to COVID.
The Florida method, me and you be just sitting next to each other, rubbing shoulders, living the best of lives.
Sharing glasses.
In Millers.
Yeah, so this week is gonna definitely be a shorter show. We're starting an hour earlier just because game 5 of the Eastern Conference Finals is on right now. So not if we don't want to miss the entire game, decided just to start a little earlier, so we should be done probably before halftime. So yeah. As we get into the show here, we're gonna take our opening shot, but this shot, I definitely think that we should drink to all the lives that were lost, sadly, yesterday at the shooting in Texas. I don't remember the name of the city, or the school. But yeah, a over 20 lives were lost yesterday in just a complete idiotic act of violence. And I mean, you guys already know everything. I'm not gonna spit out facts or anything like that. It's just really, really, really unfortunate that this keeps happening. And once again, nothing will probably change here, and it's just more commonplace. Shouts out, prayers out to all of those families that were affected, who lost their kids, or even with the adults that were killed. Siblings, their parents, all of that. Like, that's just really, really unfortunate. Couldn't imagine losing your kid like that when they go to school. So yeah, shouts out to them. Shaq, anything you want to say?
Unfortunately, this is becoming a very common theme here in America of school shootings and everything. And the sad thing with that is the only break we seem to get away from that was when people weren't going to school and everything is virtual. So it's very unfortunate to see that still continuing. Like I said, it's sad to see such young lives to go. Most of the people being like 10, 11 years old, even the adults, still sad to see them go. So very sad. Prayers out to the families.
Yeah. With that, cheers. Shaq, what are you drinking this week?
It is, I forgot the name, but it's tequila that I decided to take instead of moonshine this week.
We're both on the tequila kick.
Oh yeah, moonshine was my slayer though. Like, last time I was like, I can't do this anymore this week.
Folks, if you are just listening to the show and don't know, there is a video version that we stream live every single week on the Melheims Media YouTube channel. It is home to not just this show, but a bunch of other shows here on the channel. But we stream every Wednesday night at usually 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And if you want to keep up with when we go live, just subscribe to the channel. You can watch the replays here, and you can watch all the other shows here. And if you watch us live, you can be part of the live chat, where G Money here is once again. I don't know how many consecutive weeks G Money's been here. Shout out to him. And then vice versa. If you don't want to watch the show, can't catch it live, whatever, you can just listen to it. It's the first link down in your podcast description. Yeah. With that being said, we are going to get into game 5. 5 or game 5, sorry, starting right now. So I figured we could give our predictions for who we think is going to win these 4 quarters that's about to start here. Although I think at this point it's probably more of a given on who Shaq and I are going to pick.
Yes.
I am most definitely taking my Celtics tonight. It's funny because every time a team wins in this series, since it's been back and forth, everybody's always like, "Oh, now they have the momentum. Oh man, now this series is theirs. Okay, now they have the momentum. Oh man, this series is theirs." And it's just like, all right, it's been 4 blowouts at this point, and I'm going to continue that same logic. We have all the momentum. I think we win tonight because I really don't see us. Well, I would like to see. I don't see us getting into a really like back against the wall situation, but it could still happen. I just think that we're going to handle our business, and this will be a huge win to send it to Game 6 back in Boston, where we could finish this thing off. The Heat very banged up right now. We are also banged up, but it doesn't seem as severely as Miami is. And like I said last week, we're just a better team, more talented. Our starting 5 has very versatile defensive and offensive players. I'm gonna say we win tonight. Shaq. Oh, by the way, Malin was in agreement. He also says Boston.
Well, yeah. I do agree with you guys. Have the momentum. We're kind of beat up. We still have a hero out, if I'm not mistaken, an
Eesh.
injury. So that's definitely a big kind of like hurt to us as a team. And once again, I'm hoping that we can have a couple breakout players decide that realize that this is a big diehard game and come out and play. I'm really hoping that somebody comes out and decides to turn the momentum and make this game because this is a need to win kind of thing. Like one of the most important games of the series at this current point in time.
Yeah.
Seeing as we kind of got blowed out last game, we kind of need to show out. And before we go to Boston, the last thing we need to do is to go and be down a game and then go to the way because it's at Boston, I believe, right? Next Game 6.
Yeah, Game 6 will be back in Boston.
Yeah, so that's actually need to just go to a away game, down a game. So that'd be kind of almost a death sentence at this point in time. So we kind of need to do that for some sort of momentum, of course, in Game 7. So
Yeah. G Money in the chat is saying, I think it's harder for Miami to create points than it is for Boston to replace a defensive starter. This is very well said. He also says, yeah, even on vacation, I'm still watching. G Money, are you on vacation with Mainland right now, or you just so happen to be on vacation the same window of time? But yeah, this is about to be very interesting. But this will also just kind of segue us right into our update on the conference finals as a whole. So in both West and East, it's just been, for the most part, a bunch of blowouts this entire conference finals, which was pretty disappointing because previous rounds, I mean, hey, even in previous rounds, there were still a lot of blowouts going on. But this round of the playoffs, I mean, obviously everybody wants good competition on both coasts here, and we've just got a bunch of just dudes getting stomped on. Shaq, what are your thoughts on these blowouts? Do you think there's a specific reason? And I'm sure you don't enjoy seeing it, but what are your thoughts on the blowouts?
no, I don't. I definitely do enjoy seeing it, especially the clear example of that is the Golden State game. We just literally see this team almost gonna get swept there. We call it a gentleman's sweep here. Of course, they're going to get that in and get blown out. It's not fun to watch. I think even though both teams are very good teams, we all said it is one clearly bigger and better team out of the two of those teams. So easy pick. I'm just hoping that it'll be much more competitive than that. Or teams, even though it's much more competitive, these games will be won not in close fashion you necessarily want them to won in.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, yes, I'm glad it's going to like a back and forth series, but I feel like competition could be better in each individual game. So I'm hoping that this next series for the actual finals that it should actually be a lot close between Golden State and whoever comes out of Boston and the East. So
It is funny how everybody's just completely disregarding Dallas. Um, and the blowouts, they are pretty like I am pretty tired of them because like all these games for the most part have been done by like halftime. Um,
mhm.
do you think, at least in the Miami Boston series, these last uh 2-3 games here, do you think they will also be blowouts, or do you think that these will be tight games now that it's basically best 2 out of 3 at this point?
I feel like this game might be the closest it gets between these two games. And if somebody goes up 3-2, I feel like that last game might end up being a blowout. If one team's up a significant amount of points by third quarter, somebody's probably gonna end up getting discouraged, unfortunately, or people are gonna start throwing up and forcing shots they don't need to be thrown out, and it's
Yeah,
gonna be a gap. I think this game will be the closest it gets because everyone realizes this is a need to win game. Celtics want to go into Boston with up one, and the Heat doesn't want to go over there already losing a game. So this will be the
yeah,
closest we see this series.
gotcha. Um, G Money says no. He's playing in Hilton Head with his wife's family. Yeah, okay. Um, just wanted to see if you guys were on the same vacation. That'd be pretty funny. But yeah, I do think that these last couple of games of this series will be close. Uh, just because like it's at that point now where it's like, all right, backs are against the wall. At this point, everybody is very familiar with each other, and it's there's no surprises as far as matchups or anything like that. So you would think that these last couple of games are going to be close. Um, I can't really chalk up these blowouts to just the 3 point shooting because a lot of like at least in the Western Finals, I think it's completely just the 3 point shot because whoever is hotter from three, they just keep jacking them up and they just build up a huge lead, and then the other team now they're behind, they feel the need to also play catch up by shooting a bunch of threes, and then there's this shot is not falling, and it's just this huge gap. But in this series, like if you look at the last game, the Celtics blew out Miami, but didn't necessarily shoot the three ball all that well, and it's like, huh, like I don't even know how we built up such a huge lead. I mean, Miami just couldn't hit a broadside of a barn for the most part, but yeah, so it's not even entirely 3 point shooting, but a lot of the reason is that, which does get pretty annoying. I can't stand watching just a three brigade go up. So yeah, I'm not sure as far as the Dallas Golden State goes. I feel like Golden State may just completely wipe them out in this next game, and that's that. And that entire series will just be blowouts. But this one, I do think that it will come back down to earth here. So, but on that same kind of note, I think Malin and I both took Golden State and Boston to advance. You took Golden State and then Miami to advance. Do you still feel confident in your picks?
If we can win this game, I'm pretty confident that we can come out and pull something together. But this once again, we come to this being the key game. If we lose this game, I feel like the series is done for us, and we kind of we're calling card. I don't see us as a team chaining because at that point, if you guys go 3-2, we now have to chain together a series of 2 wins, and I just don't see us necessarily doing that at this point in time. So I definitely see this is the key factor. I'll stand by it right now. I'm still standing by it, but by the end of tonight, my vote can change. If you end up getting blown out, I tip my hat to y'all Boston. I feel like you guys will end up cleaning up the rest of the series by next game. Because we're good. I feel like we're still a good solid team, but I just don't see us chained together consecutive wins for the sake of finishing up the series.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. G Money says, I was surprised by the Dallas/Golden State game. I really didn't think Dallas would take that type of a lead going into the fourth, even though they tried to give the game back to the Warriors' second team. That was pretty crazy seeing Golden State bring it back down to single digits with their bench out there, but you know, props to the Mavs. They held them off. And then he also says Boston is playing crazy good defense and they can score. Miami can play good defense, but they just don't have the scores that Boston has. Yeah, that's been my kind of mentality this whole series. Um, Tyler Hero, I know that this is the second consecutive game he's missed. But even when he was out there for most of the series, it wasn't like he was doing much. He was not shooting the ball very well. Duncan Robinson coming off the bench. The reason he's coming off the bench now, he's not shooting the ball very well. Um, Kyle Lowry in the few games that he's been back, been all right. It really is like we mentioned last episode. This team will only go as far as Jimmy Butler takes it. Outside of that, you can go ahead.
Obviously, that's unfortunate because you look at the lineup and it's like you see the experience, the talent there on the team, but nobody's really performing to the standards that people necessarily have for them. It works perfect for regular season. They were shining out regular season when it comes to these high performance playoff games where you need to be on your feet every single game. People are just playing middle of the park basketball and nobody's really playing up to the level that we expected to play. So
Yeah, like this is the time where I thought Lowry would come alive because he's a playoff dog. Like
mhm.
this is usually where he plays some of the best basketball. But I will say like he is coming off an injury, so I get it. But like Hero, PJ Tucker, um,
Mhm.
like I was saying, Duncan Robinson, little strange, but all at the same time, all those guys beat up. Like they've spent
Yeah,
time in and out of the game, so
yeah, and we got
it's,
one good game out of Bayou, so for
yeah,
this series, so
yeah.
it's kind of like
That one game
none
where
of the
he
key
just
players,
dominated.
and after that, it's kind of like all right, y'all finish the rest of the series.
Yeah, like you can't really
Yeah,
depend on that happening here.
yeah.
Um, so right now the score is 5-2 Boston, and there's 7.5 minutes left. So both teams having a very hard time getting the ball into the basket. Um, it's just surprising because you usually by this point one team will have a hard time getting the ball in, the other team complete opposite, and usually it's like 15-2 or 17-2.
I think y'all started off like really hot last game. You guys were up like 20 points easily by the end of the first quarter, or it was like
Yeah,
15 to like one or 15 to like two at a certain point.
yeah. Game 4, they just put up the stat like the Heat were 0 for their first 14 shot attempts, and it was like
Yeah, and that's
you guys had 1 point with like 3 minutes left in the first quarter, which was asinine.
yeah. So it just goes to show it's like just cannot score to save our life.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, this game is going to probably be a reflection of that one too. But no, never mind.
Don't put that out there.
Knock on wood or whatever. But
Sorry, I All right, 7-6. All right, so with that, we're going to take a break, and then when we come back, we have what's up with that, and then our ride or die in 5. Only 2 things left on the dock to ride or die in 5. So again, folks, shorter show for sure this week. So we will be back in 7.5 minutes. And we are moving. Yeah. This is just ain't our night. I was yeah, every dog is their day. I was also thinking earlier that they play every other night. That flight from literally the top of the country down to the bottom every other day must be Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah. Go play the best basketball of your life. I mean, well, series is tied, so it seems to be about the same effect. Yeah, I see what you're saying. All right, I'll be right back.
gotta put me first. I gotta put me first, Lucius.
Selfish. I just want you all to my own.
Welcome back, folks, to the second half of your favorite show on the internet. That smooth transition that has been 86 weeks in the works doesn't come easy, folks.
Exactly. Always a work in progress, progressive for the people.
I say that as my mic was unmuted during the first 3 minutes of the halftime break. But
Except always learning, adapting.
episode 100, folks. By 100, we might have it figured out. But no promises.
So stay tuned.
Those are the soothing sounds of Kanye featuring X, which X's documentary drops tomorrow on Hulu, by the way. Just want to throw that out there. It's only been 4 years in the works, but it is what it is.
Very timely.
Yeah, speaking of, there's another shot right there. Let's take the second half shot to X dying almost exactly 4 years ago, which is crazy to think about.
Yes, God. Can you imagine 4 years of him being alive? I feel like type of bullshit or bullshit, but that was shit we had to about it. So shout out.
So yeah, tomorrow on Hulu, it will be out. So if you have Hulu, go watch it.
You heard it here first, yeah. Probably fourth and fifth, but you heard it here.
Don't say we never told him anything outside of the world of sports.
Exactly.
All right, so we're gonna get into the what's up with that for this week. Since Malin is not here, we decided to air out a bit more of our grievances. Both of us are bringing 2 to the table this week. Shaq, would you like to go first? We share one common one, so I guess let's start with that one.
You want to start with the common one?
Yeah.
So I heard a couple coworkers have a conversation about 2 players that were big busts this past season. And they brought the comparison of James Harden and Russell Westbrook and who would you prefer to have on your team. These fools chose they would rather have Russell Westbrook over James Harden on their team. I was like, sirs, I would never play Russell Westbrook on a team of mine. It's like triple doubles, yes. He would get a triple double and still lose you to be the reason to lose the game all in one game. This man will give you 25 points, 15 assists, and 10 rebounds, and you would lose by 25. Do not put that man on your team.
That
he ain't winning games.
That's excellent and ironic because I had a couple weeks ago. I had a work event. I work remotely, so I only get to physically see my coworkers every once in a while. But this was while Miami was playing Philly in the playoffs, so we were watching this game and somebody was saying how literally the same exact conversation. Like, man, isn't it crazy that just a couple of years ago Harden was the MVP and now look at him? And then I was like, that's just like Westbrook. Like, just a few years ago he was the MVP, now look at him. And then everybody was like, yeah, that's true. I guess Harden doesn't look that bad when you say it like that. Like, I guess I'd rather have Westbrook. And it's like, yeah. I know we give Harden a lot of shit, but I would still rather have him over good old Russ.
Yes. And for anybody who's saying they'd rather Russell Westbrook over Harden, stop it.
Yeah, I'll take Chubby Harden over Westbrook right now. That's okay.
Yes. Like I said, the only person to make himself shine in a loss and see no problem with it. I think that would be upset me the most is that you would talk to him after the game. It's like, I don't see what I did wrong. It's like, all right. You taking the bus home. You're Uber your way back to LA. I don't give a damn.
I'll never forget the game where Vogel benched him and the Lakers were getting blown out. And then Vogel ends up benching everybody else. And Russ walks down the bench and puts his hands on LeBron and AD and is apologizing that he couldn't be out there to help the team win.
off. Like, people take your hands off of me and stop playing around.
They couldn't even look at him. Couldn't even look at the man. They were just like, yeah, this is like a bad dream right now.
Exactly. If you get frustrated watching it, can you imagine what his teammates feel playing with this man on the court?
My what's up with that is also Westbrook related. So obviously the Lakers have a bunch of big decisions to make this offseason. Coaching wise, player wise, contract wise. One of the things that has come up because the Lakers take MVP. I'm reading the chat. The Lakers take advice from pretty much everybody. If you were a former Laker at any point in the franchise's history, they take advice from you. So Magic Johnson threw in his hat and was basically saying, "Hey, I know you guys are trying to figure out what the hell you should do with Russell Westbrook. I think you should keep him because he's due a lot of money. What are you going to get? Like, what are you going to have to get in exchange if you're going to trade him away?" He was basically saying, like, he could work out. I think you guys just need to talk to him, take him out to dinner, wine and dine him, and really treat him like the superstar that he is to get him back in the groove of things. This was asinine, folks.
I would trade Westbrook for a Kia Soul at this point in time if I was the Lakers. Like, how could I care? You don't have to give me a legit player. Like, I got a Kia Soul, 80,000 miles on it. Bet. Drive it off of the lot up to somewhere.
I would
standing there.
I would use that Kia Soul to move him out of LA. Like, go ahead and hop in and drive this to wherever you're going because you ain't staying here.
Exactly. If anything's an upgrade, those things are very gas efficient. This economy, use that some sort of team vehicle. I don't give a damn. Like keeping Harden to save my look. Why? Why am I keeping Harden? What purpose is he? Westbrook. What purpose is he serving?
Magic, I see what you're saying, but at best with Westbrook, he was supposed to be, when LeBron and AD were not available, he was going to be the guy to carry the team. And we got to see that plenty of times, except he did not carry the team.
Yeah, so he carried them straight to the ground. That's what he carried them.
Yeah, he put them right in there, buried them too. Shannon Sharp was he went off on this and was basically saying, like, taking somebody out to dinner, that's what you do for a little kid when they bump their head and you take him out to dinner to make him feel better. He said, "Russ, why would I take him out to dinner?"
For nothing. Not taking that man nowhere. Wouldn't even take that man to look.
G Money is what's up with that for this week. Somebody apparently voted Kyrie for MVP this year. He thinks whoever that individual was is high on crack. The man wouldn't get vaccinated, only played roughly 26 games this year, and didn't really do anything in the playoffs. He got that. Yep, sure didn't. I don't know who the hell did that. They should probably have their voting privileges revoked come next season. G Money also says, "I would trade Westbrook for a 79 Pinto, 5 bags of Lay's from 85, and that homeless guy who yells at everyone."
At this point, take that man for any sort of transaction. It doesn't matter. One Lay's potato chip at this point in time. Let's say one SpongeBob has. Oh,
It's crazy to me how much can change in 1 year. Like a year
1
ago,
year that man went from.
the Russ stock was high, man. That was on some fucking Bitcoin, Dogecoin to the moon shit. A year later, can't give that stock away for anything.
The biggest deficit is, man. I saw a lady with a Westbrook jersey on the other week.
Oh,
Why?
poor woman.
The fact that
A
you
Los
invested money in
Angeles
that.
Westbrook jersey.
Yes.
Oh Lord, have mercy. She
I,
must have lost a bet.
I wouldn't care if it was any other Westbrook jersey. I'd understand. It's like, okay, see that. The Lakers,
Yeah,
they
come
ain't
on
done
now.
shit since he's been on the team. I'd like to say my second what's up with that is to roast the wonderful Floridians that live here. My only hockey reference I'm going to say. They played the wonderful Florida Panthers last round of
Mm-hmm.
playoffs. Florida fans are so much of a bandwagon team. They completely disregarded there was another Florida team playing the Tampa Bay Lightning and just rode the Lightning to clap the cheeks out of Florida Panthers. Like, look, look. Can you not show the episode Florida team love? I bet you any money the Florida Panthers were like killing it. Like the Lightning were this year. Everybody somehow Florida Panthers fan. Everybody. For a state that that what 10 people probably been real ice skating in their
Yeah.
life. And all of a sudden everyone enjoys hockey like it's something you do in the wintertime. You get a whopping maybe below 60 3 days out of the year.
Yeah,
And now
did they sweep the Panthers?
yes, 4-0.
Okay. Yeah, that I've heard the same comments throughout the past week or so of everybody's hot around here that they got through the Panthers in no time. Um
Like that not another Florida team. I'm not excited, but I don't understand.
I guess it's because we're in Tampa. I mean,
But even then, you would expect the same way in Tampa, we see Miami fans, we see Orlando Magic fans every once in a while. If they're doing the hot, you'll see the jerseys spread around. Here, not once in a while. But I bet you any money, give it another 2, 3 years, the Panthers somehow become good. You see them trickling out of the ground, and those Lightning jerseys somehow get buried. It's just how much of the fair weather fans anybody from Florida is. I promise you.
yeah, absolutely. Um, on Saturday or Sunday, I think it was Sunday when they probably closed out the series. Um, I was picking up food from Hooters, and it was while they were playing. I had no idea they were playing, and it was absolutely asinine. I was
Yes.
I was trying to place an order online. Couldn't even place an order online. They were so busy. I was like, damn, what the hell? So I called it in, and then I went to go pick it up, and couldn't park anywhere. I was like, what the fuck is going on? But then I remembered literally right before I left the house, a lady in my mom's community was talking about how, oh, I'm gonna go watch the Lightning game now, and I'm like, I put two and two together. I'm like, you bandwagon ass motherfuckers, get out of this parking lot and go
Exactly.
home.
And my only thing I hate about it is the few times I've tried to go out to watch the Heat games, they have coincided with the Lightning games. So every
Yeah.
single bar that I would go to, they would have 100 TVs, and 99 of them would be a Lightning game, and the one TV on the Heat game would be like in a corner in the bathroom stall or some shit like that. It's like, yo, there's other things. NBA are in playoffs too, and here we are
Yes.
watching nothing but
I
NHL hockey.
guarantee you more people care about the Eastern Conference Finals than whatever the hell is going on with
Yes,
the
the
Lightning.
the Lightning will be sweeping a team 3-0, clapping the shit out of them. For some reason, we all sit here and rather watch that than anything else. Like, yo, and like, or 98 TVs will be on the Lightning game. One they'll be on like high school golf, and the other one will be on the freaking Heat game. It's like, what are we doing? What are we doing? There was one day they had like the anybody, but they had the WNBA draft on one of the TVs. Nothing but Lightning games. The Heat game was like, I respect WNBA, but can we please distribute these games evenly? The fact that we were putting both these games on the same level as
Stupid.
yes,
G Money says 2/3 of the Lightning bandwagon fans can't even spell hockey. Probably not. In fact, they couldn't even find the nearest place they could play hockey if they even wanted to.
like I went to a bar to watch a game. I asked them to turn the Heat game on. They turned it on. 20 minutes later, somebody came in and asked to see the Lightning game, and they changed my TV that literally just asked to change the game to Lightning. I was like, I'm a cash out right now. I didn't deserve this type of disrespect. I'm gonna go home and watch this bullshit.
Hey man, good move. Be like, all right, I'm out of here. Fuck you. Fuck
Yes, you
too.
literally changed. Like you were the one that changed my TV. Then all of a sudden,
So I ain't here anymore, right? Okay.
yeah, it's a press.
I'm literally not here
Same
anymore.
quarter.
Dumb.
Then she looked me in my face, and she did. It's like, no.
Go ahead and just go ahead and check, please.
Yeah, no need to be here.
My last what's up with that is the fact that in blatant English, Tiger Woods tried to play in the PGA Championship. This man, after what one day, was like, first before he came in, I'm in pain. Then he comes and plays one day. Man, I played so horribly because I was in pain. Tiger Woods, I was about to call you something else that's not appropriate for this show. Tiger Woods. I could probably imagine what I was going to call him. You didn't have to play. Nobody forced you to play in this tournament. You are not contractually obligated like other athletes to go play in a big championship tournament. You didn't have to be here. If you're in pain, go home. Nobody wants to hear that you're in pain. So obviously, he eventually did once he saw that. All right, I'm way behind this thing. There's no way this is happening. My foot hurts. Everything hurts. So now he's out of it. I love Tiger. I don't mean to be disrespectful to him. Love him. But can we hang it up? Can he just finally peace out? It's been real. Everything hurts at this point. I have nothing left to prove. I feel like Tiger Woods needs to hang it. He already had an incredible comeback a couple years ago. What else is there to prove at this point? I know he's like the ultimate competitor. I have him on my Mount Rushmore of athletes. Go home. Go enjoy the millions you've made. I don't understand this. The drive is still there to come out here and hurt your back and your foot for some shit that you've already won in the past. I don't know. Any comments?
I love the ignorance. Oh, just gotta love the ignorance. Tiger Woods. Like, what are you trying to prove at this point in time in your career? There is nothing left for you to prove. You won it all. You paved the way for many other people to come and do this. People respect you. All you're doing now, I feel like, is kind of like thinking your own name, and you can only make things worse at this point in your career. Don't be that person to ruin your name.
Yeah, I really feel like at this point it's just a battle between him and him.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's just doing this to prove to him that he can still go out here and be one of the best golfers in the world. And everybody else is like, we know what you've done. We get it. You don't need to put yourself through this to prove anything to us.
It's like Shaq in his last 3-4 years of his career. It was like, Shaq, you can retire, you can hang it up. Right. Hall of Fame will respect you. Really to watch this man just make laps back and forth on the basketball court, rotate from team to team for the sake of what?
Right. Yeah. Same sort of deal.
Like, if you get it, Hall of Fame or one of the best big men to ever do it, it's okay. Okay.
G Money says Tiger should roll into the seniors tour where everyone's hurt.
I was trying to be disrespectful to this man.
That would be the narrative for everybody. Man, my back, my ankle, my knee.
Man's out there with 16 braces on trying to win this tournament. It's like, something.
I do think it's kind of funny that, he played that first round and then was complaining about he's in pain. I kind of feel like he put that out there to see if he was going to get any sympathy. And it turned out nobody gave a damn. And then he was like, all right, let me get up out of here before this gets any worse.
Sports world is not a place of sympathy. Don't come out here expecting sympathy. We are clawing you all the way out the door. Don't do that.
U.S. Open's coming up quick. I I think I saw that he's already said that he won't be in it. I sure hope that's true because that's only a couple weeks from now. If you're in that much pain, ain't nothing changing between now and then. So you better not change your mind. We do not want to see you out there. Go ahead and stay home. Anyway.
Praise God.
Last segment of the night here. Folks, we are only a few minutes away from when we would typically be starting the show on a normal night. So that is a first in the history of this godforsaken show.
God bless her soul. The fact that we would be still trying to finish up and prep and mentally prep ourselves for this show. We sit here like, all right, here we go. Now we're just kind of like,
Malin's gonna come on next week and we're like, yeah, we did the show in an hour. And he's gonna be like, no, you didn't.
Then proceed to go on a 4.5-hour show.
All right, well, to make up for it, let me add on 2 hours to this week.
We're gonna bring up the Lakers and Dwight Howard both next weekend. It's gonna be an endless show.
It's gonna be Dwight Howard, Kobe, Michael Jordan, Tom Brady, Tampa.
Everything. And look, heaven forbid that some magical thing happens and that you actually win the series come next week. Man, coming on the show, he is gonna be upset about.
Yeah, Jesus. I mentioned Jaylen Brown having bonehead turnovers. He just had another one. So, all right. Anyway, as we jinx ourselves, ride or die in 5. We're gonna start off with the Western Conference game tomorrow, aka the Dallas Mavericks funeral tomorrow in Golden State. So I don't know exactly how a funeral goes over in I don't know the county that Golden State plays in. Over in San Francisco, I don't know how a funeral goes, but it's over. I'm sorry. It just put it blatantly. Hey, Mavs, it was cool. Nobody expected you to come out and show any signs of life last night. It's been cool. Hey, Luka, you were named to the All NBA first team. Cool. Which, by the way, before we end the show, I do want to bring that up briefly. But I'm taking Golden State to win this game. Let me just put it short and sweet. Shaq.
Yeah, Golden State by landslide. I do not see them coming to Golden State and working them. You got your game in. Congrats. I'm happy for you. You didn't go completely landslided. But it's done. It's over. Golden State try to get their R days in before the next series start. They're going to push you to sleep and continue the rest of the finals without y'all. Yeah, I'll put up a good fight this season.
It sure did. Malin is taking the Mavs, which let's just say Malin is right. And this goes to a game 6 back in Dallas. If that were to happen by some absolute miracle, do you feel like anything changes up here? Back in Dallas, now it's 3-2.
I don't see Golden State getting swept again by a team that they're up significantly on. And
that is the really funny part. Is the only evidence that we have this happening is to the same team.
And almost the same exact lineup. If anything, the team was better when it happened to them last time.
A lot of similarities here.
The only difference is this is a LeBron-less team, so this might not be the same.
But everybody says Luka is the closest player to LeBron since LeBron. So,
and I believe that to a degree. But I was like, it's also like he said, the Golden State was a better team when this did happen to them. So
yeah,
it could very much happen. Heaven forbid they win this next game. And then win another game to tie the series, it's over. Golden State all in their head right at this point in time. It's done. It's done. And I would literally laugh myself into a coma to watch Dallas Mavericks with four consecutive games to come back and win this series. Think about that. They would have won 4 consecutive games. Yo, I literally didn't even want that to happen. Think about it. At spans of hours, who would you rather play next round?
Give me the Dallas Mavericks all day. Please, Dallas, please make it happen.
I pray that they win the next game. Golden State starts to get in their own head. Because if anybody's emotionally scarred about that, it's that same team getting flashbacks about getting their shit ran through. And I could only imagine the bars and places in that city.
Man, they would need to keep a suicide watch in San Francisco and Oakland high, like heavy.
Nobody's going above the second floor of any building. I'm sorry if you live on the 5th floor of an apartment. We're moving out down. Any harsh chemicals no longer. Sorry, it's really.
They're having an auditor come to everybody's homes and be like, "All right, we got here Clorox. I'm taking that. Sorry, can't have it."
Over there in people's houses, just reading labels off of shit. I'm gonna take this
Raid bug killer. Sorry, it's got to come back.
This is hot sauce. It's kind of harsh. I'm gonna go ahead and take this too while we're here.
I'll bring it all back in a week. All right.
Let you grieve and cry this out.
Yeah, I would love to see it. The reality, I'm sorry, this is over tomorrow night, but the dreamer in me, I would absolutely love to see them win tomorrow night. Bring this back to Dallas. You know they're going to be out of their fucking minds. They're all be going crazy. Golden State won't be able to hear their own heartbeat, and Game 7 will be forced, and then it gets extremely tight.
Look, if they force this game to a tie game, I hope that it ends up being at Golden State because their own fans booing them.
Game 7 would be a game at Golden State.
Yes, and they would be booing Golden State the whole entire way. The fact that they have to sit here for a Game 7 when their team is up 3-1, and they are booing their own team.
Absolutely.
And then they definitely lose it.
G Money says no team in the history of NBA playoffs has ever come back from 3-0 to win the series. Very few teams have ever come back from 3-1. So it's that same team.
I hope Luka comes out here and balls 50 points, 20 assists.
Look at 50-20 game. Let's go.
People want it. Green is literally getting himself kicked out of the series.
Yeah, he'll punch somebody in the face and get ejected. It'll ban him for the rest of the series, and then it gets real tight.
Yes, because he's losing his mind once they start losing.
On that same note, before we go to the second game in the Ride or Diamond 5, I did want to mention the NBA first NBA or all NBA first team did come out today, which consists of it was Devin Booker, Luka, Jason Tatum, Giannis, and Jokic is the first team. I think KD was in the second team, and LeBron is actually in the third team. Do you have any issues with the first team lineup? Because I have an interesting take on this one.
I would absolutely migrate LeBron still back up the first team.
Who would you take out?
That is a hard choice. It's Luka and
it was Booker, Luka, Tatum, Giannis, and Jokic.
Unfortunately, as much as I like Booker, I'm gonna take Booker out of there and put LeBron or Booker in.
Fair.
Yeah. I'm not taking out. Yeah, I'm not taking out either rest of those guys, and I just feel like LeBron. He puts top 5 scoring this season.
Yeah, top 5. he was in the
Yeah,
MVP race for a long time.
yeah,
Um,
and it's hard to disregard somebody of his age still putting up the minutes that he does, the numbers that he does, and the productivity, and the fact that he put him on 13 is still kind of a for why. The fact he had somebody in the MVP race for most of the season, all of a sudden he allowed him on
yeah,
13.
that's the thing. It's like Devin Booker's name was not mentioned in the MVP race. I'm pretty sure at any point. So
Yeah.
I would like to see LeBron up there because what he did this year. I know he didn't even make the playoffs, but I don't put that on him. Um,
Mhm.
Still extremely impressive. The funny thing is, I was going to mention this for like the past 2 weeks, but it didn't come up organically, so I didn't bother. But if I was assembling a team, this team is the exact team that I would make. Like if I could have any 5 players, these are the exact 5 players. Team light skin, they'd run it up. Absolutely. Like, yeah, I was kind of debating like would I take Steph over Luca because I feel like they would both be like the primarily ball handlers on this team, but
Mhm.
I'd probably lean more towards Luca right now. It's just kind of funny that the All NBA first team is my exact team light skin. Fucking, I think they would just
And
annihilate everybody.
and I completely agree with you, except for the change of LeBron and Booker. I would definitely put Luca as a point. I could still keep LeBron. The thing about LeBron is interchangeable into whatever position you kind of necessarily need him to be
Mm-hmm.
at that point in time. It's just the Booker's going to have to be the point, and Giannis, of course, has to be the center for that one. But you can interchange LeBron for the other positions that we kind of need him to play. Let's say that still feel like at his age, he still has his size, the muscle, and he still has the kind of the speed to do what he needs to do. And the man can still shoot for the most part. So
Right, right. Um,
yeah.
yeah. The only thing is, if you put LeBron in, then it would technically not be Team Light Skin anymore. So I mean, you get D Booker, you get Asian, you get Tatum light skin, you get Giannis light skin Greek, you get Jokic Serbian, and Luca is fucking Slovenian. So there we go. It's fucking team light skin 100%.
Sure. Sure.
But
Go
anyway,
with that.
that's neither here nor there. The second bit of our ride or die in 5, which is sounding a bit more like the traditional ride or die in 25 right now. So next Wednesday is Capital One's The Match. It is, I believe, at 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. So by the time that we go live, this should already be done. And I think this is in Vegas, so that's only 3:30 over there. So that makes sense. It would not be dark by the time this is over, or almost dark by the time this is over. Anyway, we got Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady teaming up against Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. All of these, I think there's only been 2 matchups so far in this series, but they've always been extremely entertaining. Bringing in some celebrity quarterbacks or big name quarterbacks to go. Usually they've had pro golfers alongside with them, which makes it even more interesting. But I believe this is the first year where it's just quarterbacks versus quarterbacks, which makes it all the more interesting. So, Shaq, who do you have winning the match come next Wednesday?
I'm gonna put Tom Brady duo purely because I feel like there's just so much harder competitors no matter what they do. I see these guys be like rock paper scissors, tic tac toe, hardcore people taking that shit seriously, much less an actual like this real hardcore golfing match. So I don't see there's no way they're letting these young bucks come out here and really show them around. So
Yeah, I know that they are pretty much. I've seen all of them play golf except Josh Allen. It's still crazy to me that they can all not only be some of the best quarterbacks in the world, but also pretty solid at golf. Um, I'm also going with the old men here. I mean, golf is generally speaking a older guy's game. I think that Rodgers and Brady wins this. Malin is also in agreement on this one. Rodgers and Brady beat Mahomes and Josh Allen. I will be watching. It should be extremely entertaining. Forget even the game itself, just the banter back and forth. I'm sure will be pretty interesting. From these four dudes who are all hyper competitive in their own games. So G Money is also agreeing, saying Rodgers and Brady. I've seen Mahomes play, and he probably has a 10 handicap. Yeah, Mahomes. I think I've seen him play only once. That was last year for like a celebrity game. But yeah, Rodgers and Brady seem to be pretty good, or for non-professional golfers, pretty good. Never seen Josh Allen though. I have no idea where we're getting at him. That's the wild card. So he says, and that's being generous at a 10 handicap. So yeah, that will just about wrap it up. Shaq, anything else you want to mention before we get up out of here? Your team is up by 4 right now with 2 minutes left in the first half.
Yes. Go Heat. I need y'all to maintain this. If anything, I need y'all to be better. You cannot let this team be honest by any means by fourth quarter be anywhere close to it. So happy, making it actually competitive, actually close. You're not getting blown up by 20 by the first half. So I'm gonna need y'all to keep it up.
Yeah.
So,
The refs. It seems like the refs are letting them play for the most part this game. I see that Boston is trying to attract a bunch of offensive fouls, and the refs just aren't having it. But the score is only, we're still less than 40 points, and it's about to be halftime, so it's still definitely a defensive stalemate here, but competitive. Like, I feel like this is the first time in this entire series where it's still a close game, and we're going to halftime. So, thank God. But for our life expectancy, not thank God, because this is going to take some years off our lives as it comes down to the wire.
yes. God bless their souls.
Anyway, folks, we will be back at our normal time next Wednesday when we're at full capacity, when Malin is back, when the the Gundam is fully built, the Transformer is fully built.
I'm saying by this time, the series should be relatively.
Yeah, it should be over by next episode.
Be over. So you'll definitely either see me hell upset or y'all two hell upset by next Wednesday. That's all it comes down to.
If the Celtics lose this series, don't expect Malin and I to even show up next week. Shaq might be doing a solo show.
Sitting here, you guys about to get a good 2 hours of just me talking about the game and none of it. So,
so here we go. Kyle Lowry bringing up the ball. 4 seconds left before halftime. Gonna pull up 3 hard off the iron. All right, so 42-37, 5-point game going at halftime.
Got that Westbrook.
It's like a Westbrook approach there. Hard off the glass.
It's hard off the glass.
Swear Russell Westbrook thinks he's a sharpshooter, but just nobody told him otherwise.
Yeah.
All right, let's end this show before we get carried away. Thanks for watching, folks. We will see you all next week. We're back at 100%. And have a good week.